Hi guys. So we're gonna be doing the practice test here. Let me get this in, and here we go. I'm gonna go through this pretty fast because I'm running out of time. So diameter is 10 inches. That means the radius is equal to 5 inches because radius is half diameter. So what is the area? Area is pi times r squared, which is pi times 5 squared, and 5 squared is 25, so that's 25 pi. Circumference, you could either say 2 times pi times r, or you could also say pi times the diameter. So pi times the diameter of 10 is equal to, well, just 10 pi. Okay, perimeter of a square is 64 meters. So a square perimeter is 4 times s. So if we divide both sides by 4, we get a single s. So s is equal to 16. So to find the area of the square, area is equal to s squared, which is 16 squared for 256. So if this is 13, that means this height right here is 12, and we don't know what the base is. But because we have a right triangle, we can use Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay. 13 goes in the c spot because it's opposite the right angle. That is, without a doubt, the longest side. B squared can be the height, so we'll say that's 12 squared, and we don't know what the base is yet. So you get a squared plus 144 equals 169. Subtract 144 from both sides. You get a squared equals 25. Or if you take the square root, you get a is equal to 5. So that means this side down here along the bottom is 5, and this side along the bottom over here is 5, which makes the entire base 10. So area is base times height divided by 2. Base is going to be 10. Height is 12 divided by 2. And that comes out to 60. 60 centimeters squared. I also forgot on the previous two problems. This one is going to be meters squared. For the circumference, this is going to come out to 10 pi inches. And for area, this will be 25 pi inches squared. Okay, for number 4, trapezoid. So b1 plus b2 divided by 2 times h. So b1 is 10, b2 is 18, divided by 2 times the height, which is 15. Don't use 17, that's the slant height. So this turns out to 15, 285 divided by 2. Wait, no. Oh my gosh. I can't do math right now. That comes out to 14 times 15, which comes out to 210 centimeters squared. Sorry about that. Okay. Next couple shapes. All right. So right here we got a kite. We'll call this D1, the one that goes all the way down this way. And we'll call this other one D2. So D1 is 5.5 plus 8.5, that's 14 is D1. D2 is 4 plus 4, which is 8, divided by 2, gives us 56 meters squared. For number 6, this looks like a rhombus. So 7.5 and 7.5, because these guys are equal. That's diagonal 1 is 15. 8 and 8 makes diagonal 2 16, divided by 2, which comes out to 120 square inches. For a kite and rhombus, it's D1 times D2 divided by 2. All right, for number 7, okay, believe it or not, this is a trapezoid. So base 1 is equal to the top part, so B1 is equal to 10. Because that's 10, that means that this part right here is also 10. So the entire base all the way to the edge is going to be 15. B2 equals 15. So they don't give us the height here. We have to find the height on our own. So we got to use Pythagorean theorem. So Pythagorean theorem says h squared plus 5 squared equals 13 squared. So that's a squared plus 25 equals 169. A squared plus, subtract 25 from both sides. So that means that a squared is equal to 169. Sorry, 144, because we subtracted 25 from it. And we square root both sides, and we get a is equal to 12. Or h is equal to 12, sorry. So the height's 12. So now we plug it into the formula, which is b1 plus b2 divided by 2. So it's 10 plus 15 times the height divided by 2. And that comes out to 150 centimeters squared. For number 8, just go ahead and refresh this page. Okay, for number 8, you have to break it up into certain different shapes. So you could break it up this way, or if you want, you could break it up this way, straight up and down. You can break it up however you want. I prefer straight up and down in this instance. So this first part is 5 by 1, which gives this an area of 5. This part over here on the right, if this is 1 inch and this part's 3 inches, that means this total part right here is 4. And since this entire thing is 8 inches from left to right, that means the rest of it over here must be 8 minus 4, which gives us 4. So this triangle is 7 times 4, which is 28. So what we're left with right here in the middle is we have this entire side straight up and down is 5 inches up here. Which means if you were to block off this part, this guy over here will be 1 inch. It's a square. So this part has a height of 4, and 3 times 4 would give you 12. So this comes out to 5 plus 4, sorry, 5 plus 12 plus 28, which comes out to 45 square inches. Classmate calculated the area of a parallelogram. Okay. Area of a parallelogram is just base times height. So the base of the parallelogram is 15. The height of it is 8. So 15 times 8 comes out to 120 square feet. So the correct answer should be 120. The classmate got 80. So what do you think the error they made is? Looks like they multiplied 10 by 8. Okay, the error is they thought 10 was the height. That's not true. Or they thought 10 was the base. Remember, the base and the height always form a right angle. Always, always, always. Like on this side, there's a right angle over here too. If this side's 15, the opposite side is also 15. That statement still holds true. All right. Number 10. Area of a polygon. It looks like a square. But I can tell you right now that we can look at these diagonals that go across just like this. So across we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first diagonal is 6. The next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So also 6. So 6 times 6 divided by 2 would be 36 over 2. Comes out to 18. Units squared. So in order to explain how you got your answer, you can just say something along the lines of the shape is a rhombus. I use the rhombus formula and counted to get the diagonals. Okay, graph and label ABC. So A is 2, 7. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right up here. This will be A. 2, negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B. And C is at negative 3, negative 5. So there's AB, there's BC. There's our triangle. So AB going straight up and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, you can just count, it's 12. BC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to find AC, we can just use Pythagorean theorem since it's a right triangle. 5 squared plus 12 squared equals C squared. That comes out to 169 equals C squared. When you square root both sides, we get AC is equal to 13. So the perimeter is 5 plus 12 plus 13. Remember, that's where you add all the sides. You get 30. Area is base 5 times height 12 divided by 2, which actually also comes out to 30 units squared. Perimeter would just be units. Okay, number 12. Given vertices, so we got to put the vertices down. A is at 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So there's A. 0, -1 is B. So here's B. -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1 is C. And -1, -1, 2. Must have counted wrong somewhere. -1, -1, +2. Okay. There's D. Straight line to connect our points. Okay. It's like a parallelogram. So let's find the slope first. Slope of AB. For slope, you can just use rise over run. So from A to B or B to A, you go up 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's up 3 over 4. For B to C, well, that was like up 0 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 divided by 5 is 0. CD is up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 3 over 4. And AD also has a 0 slope. So the opposite sides are parallel. That's good. However, these two sides right here in the middle, those guys are not perpendicular. So we can't say that they form 90-degree angles. That instantly rules out a square, instantly rules out a rectangle. Cannot have either of those. Okay, so distance. For distance, you could either use distance formula or Pythagorean theorem. So let's do BA. BA has 1, 2, 3, 4, a side length of 4, and a height of 3. So that means AB is equal to 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is C squared. 9 plus 16 equals C squared, which is 25. Or if you square root both sides, you get this distance is 5. If you were to do C to D, you go up 1, 2, 3, right 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the side lengths 3 and 4 again, which means Pythagorean theorem will also give you 5. And for AD and CB, you can just count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be this distance. And 5 would be the other distance. So the name of the figure that has all equal sides comes out to be a rhombus. They're all congruent sides. Okay. So to find the area, although it's a rhombus, it is also a parallelogram. So the base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The height of this is also 3. Area is equal to base times height, which comes out to 5 times 3, or 15. So the area is 15 units squared. Number 13, 1 comma 3, that's up here. This is A. B is 4 comma 0. So there's B. C is at 1, negative 3. And that's at negative 2, 0. Okay, so let's connect them all. Okay. On first glance, let's look at the sides. The slope, if you go up 3, right 3, that has a slope of positive 1. C goes up 3 over 1, 2, 3. Let's check DC. This goes down 1, 2, 3, right 3. So that's a slope of negative 1. Same with AB. So it is some kind of parallelogram. If we were to draw triangles, this would be 3 squared, 3 squared. This would also be 3 squared, 3 squared. And if you draw triangles all the way around it, you're going to get the same length every single time. So they all have equal sides. They all have parallel opposite sides. So because they're equal sides and parallel, this turns out to be a square. Okay. Number 14. Okay, A, negative 1, negative 5. There's A. B is at negative 1, 3. B. C is at 2, negative 1. Okay, graph and label the points. Determine the sides, include calculations. So AB. Okay, AB is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So AB is just side length of 8, counting. For B to C, if you did this out, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pythagorean theorem says 3 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared. And we've done this problem enough to know that C is equal to 5. And we look at AC. This has a side length of 3, height of 4. Same thing as the other one, so that's 5. So it is an isosceles triangle. Furthermore, you could say two sides are equal by the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, and the last problem. 15. Prove that it's a rectangle. So show opposite sides are congruent. They want us to use distance formula, so you got to know it. So distance formula, if this is A, first let's just get the points down. A is at, put all the points down. 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4, comma 2. B is located at positive 3, 1, sorry, positive 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. and C is located at 3, 1. D is located at -3, -1. So we got to show opposite sides are congruent, meaning we have to do the distance formula about 4 times. Distance formula is square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So I'm going to start with AB. AB, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So this is square root of 2 minus -4 squared plus 4 minus 2 squared. And that comes out to 2 minus a -4 is 6 squared, so that's 36. 4 minus 2 squared, that's going to be plus 4. So this comes out to root 40. And that's AB. Okay. So we have to do the opposite side for CD. So we'll call this x1, y1, x2, y2. So this turns out to -3 minus 3 squared plus -1 minus 1 squared. -3 minus 3 is -6. -6 squared is 36. -1 minus 1 is a -2 squared, which comes out to a positive 4, or square root of 40. A and B or AB and DC are equal. Okay. Check the other sides using Pythagorean theorem. Here's 1. I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to show you guys right now by Pythagorean theorem. You could see that these are equal. This is a 1 and a 3. 1 and 3. Pythagorean theorem will give you the same answer. Use the slopes of consecutive sides to show that there are 4 right angles. Okay. So let's look at the slope of D to C. I'm going to start over with this problem. So that way you guys can see the consecutive thing, because it gets real messy with the computer. Okay, so if we were to go from D to C, you would go up to over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So DC was equal to 2 over 6 or 1 over 3. AB is up 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 over 6, that's equal to 1/3. That's AB slope. Okay, the slope of A to B, that's down 1, 2, 3, right 1. So down 3, since it's a negative rise, it goes on top, 1 on the bottom. B to C goes down 1, 2, 3, right 1. So down 3 over 1. And since these slopes are what you call opposite reciprocals, they're flip-flopped, that shows that there are 4 right angles. Send me an email if you have any questions. I'll answer it by about 9:30. Have a good night, guys.